Hey guys, welcome back to As Pharmacist Tish. I am your community pharmacist. I am here to share my 20 plus years of pharmacy knowledge. And today we're just going to do I'm just going to do a mental vomit to y'all on all of the questions I get asked during shows, not shows, during when I work, when I get people in the pharmacy, and we're just going to discuss so I can save you some time and I can save you some money. So that's the most important thing is time and money. So that is the importance of your community pharmacist is a lot of times, if you're not familiar with healthcare, self-care, if you're not familiar with, just how to treat simple ailments, to me, and other pharmacists and other healthcare professionals, it's an easy thing for us. But if you haven't went, and had the studies, or if you're not well in tune to medical products or over-the-counter products, or just with basic health care, that is the beauty of your pharmacist, your community pharmacist. The most important thing when it comes to healthcare disparities, one of the things that are missing that causes healthcare disparities in the first place is the lack of access to proper health care. There is a community pharmacy on every corner of the United States of America because big pharma and selling drugs is a big business. That is a way of making sure that there are strategically placed pharmacies so you can get those big pharma medications, those big pharma drugs. So there is always going to be a pharmacy near you. And inside those pharmacies is a healthcare professional that went to school for at least 6+ years. And we are here to work with you and to make your life the healthiest and the happiest it can be. So today, like I said, I'm going to go over a lot of the things that I've experienced with customers or patients, and a lot of the top questions that are asked to keep, like I said, to keep you from wasting your time and wasting your money. So one of the main things people are coming to the pharmacy for, and I'm going to do like a hodgepodge. Like I said, this is going to be a mental vomit of like a lot of the top questions I get asked. And one of the main things, especially with the summer coming up, the spring weather coming up, it's time to show those toes. It's time to show those nice nails and everything. Is nail fungus. So that is a really big issue, and it can present in a lot of different ways. A lot of times it can be as obvious as yellowing of the toenails, or it can be as something as subtle as flaking of the toenails, or this is extra softening, or this, you just know something isn't right. So if something doesn't look right with your toenails and stuff of that nature, a lot of times it is because it may be in fungus. So having a fungus doesn't mean that you're dirty or you're nasty, or is it something that happens to the human body? There's something that can do when there's a lot of moisture involved, maybe, if you're wearing socks or if you're wearing close cropped shoes, stuff of that nature. But it's very important to know that it's something that can be easily treated from a pharmacy perspective, and your community pharmacist can easily help you with that and save you time and money. So these are all of my top products that I choose, that I pick from, that I've noticed that work really well with people. So I'm going to share from my expertise to you on the top things that I recommend, that most pharmacists recommend to their patients for toenail fungus. So the first thing is fungi nail. So fungi nail is something that I like to recommend when you come in and you want your toes to be the proper coloration. If you want, just to get rid of the fungus in general, that's one of the top products I recommend. Now, the tricky thing with toenail fungus is that it is hard to treat, as in it takes forever for it to go away. So it's not something that you can treat for a day or two or a week or two or anything of that nature. It's something that is hard to treat. and you have to have the patience and you have to have the knowing that it does take a while. So a lot of times people get their products, and if the pharmacist or the doctor doesn't recommend, or let you know that it does take some time to get rid of it, then a lot of patients get really frustrated and end up to the doctor's office and end up getting the same type of medications, or something that's going to be a little more pricey. So just know, whenever you do have toenail fungus, you do have to give it at least a good 4 to 6 weeks to get rid of it, more like 6 to 8 weeks. So it's going to take, like, let me just be honest with you, it's going to take a good 90 days. Okay, you have to really work at getting rid of toenail fungus. So with that being said, why I recommend using toenail fungi nail for starters. It has an antifungal agent in it. Let me get back to it. It has an antifungal agent, so you have to start off with that as a baseline to treat it. So you're dealing with a fungus, you need an antifungal agent. Now, the tricky thing is, like I said, because it takes so long to get rid of it, I believe in tricking the toenail or tricking your body and getting something that will work properly. So I usually recommend 2 products, maybe even 3, because it is something aggressive and it's going to hang around forever. So I also believe in using tea tree oil. So this is like a homeopathic natural product that can be used. It does have a really loud smell to it, but that smell means it's going to be effective. So tea tree oil does have some antifungal, antibacterial properties. I mean, it's not, just used for solely that. Of course, it's also good for skin care, for scalp care, which we're going to get into later. But tea tree oil is very good. So what I like to do is, I always recommend using the fungi nail. You want to make sure and really get as far as you can around the toes, under the nail, on top of the nail as much as possible. You paint it on there, and you get a Q-tip and you apply the fungi, the tea tree. No, that's something else. My bad. You take the tea tree oil and you really want to sweep around with a Q-tip. A lot of times you don't want to put the tea tree oil straight on the skin. So you can get some kind of vehicle, like, or some kind of, maybe some Vaseline, some Aquaphor, or something, just to mix a little bit with it. And then, comb around the area, sweep around the area with a Q-tip to get a good covering along with the fungi nail. So those two together, that will be really good. And I would say less than 90 days, that fungus should go away. At least do it twice a day and be on top of it. I always tell patients or customers that come to the pharmacy, if you're not going to stay on top of the routine, if you're not going to be serious about taking care of it, don't even ask for help. Just let it, just have a fungus toenail. Just leave it as that. But you have to understand it does take a minute. The third thing that you may find that is odd would be Vicks Vapor Rub. Let me see if I can find that. Vicks Vapor Rub. So Vicks Vapor Rub, I know you're like, that is for rubbing on your chest. That is, to help open up your nasal passages, even putting on the bottom of feet if you have a cough or a cold and you're just feeling ill with a cough or cold. But Vicks Vapor Rub is a little secret that I have. It's probably not too much of a secret, but you do. I would alternate that with using the fungi nail as the baseline, and then you use the Vicks Vapor Rub. Do the same as the tea tree. Get a Q-tip, rub around the toes, rub under the toenails as much as possible on top of, and that also gives some kind of antifungal action. So to recap, we want to go ahead and do the fungi nail for the baseline. Do that twice a day. And one day use the Vicks Vapor Rub. I know it sounds weird, but trust me on this. This does help. And then you want to next day use the tea tree oil. And with less than 90 days, your toenail fungus should be ready for springtime and summer. So that'd be hot to have those toes out. Even the men, y'all are interested in showing those Flintstone feet every now and then. So that would be good for y'all men as well. So the next thing that a lot of people have been complaining about, having complaints about lately, is dandruff. Dandruff comes for different reasons. A lot of times, the scalp is dry, or it may could be some kind of fungal issues or something like that. But dandruff is very irritating, and it can be easily treated. Let me go back up and let me see. So one of the top products I like to recommend is a Nizoral shampoo. So I love Nizoral shampoo. The chemical drug is ketoconazole. That's an antifungal, and a lot of people really they kind of go to the Selsun Blues and those type of products. But a lot of times, like anything else, the human body is, I call it like a car or machine. You have to stay on top of it, and you have to sometimes do different types of things so the human body won't get immune to what you're trying to try you trying to treat it. So Nizoral shampoo is really, really good um for dandruff. Also my top picks are, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. Let me scroll back up. It's some tea gel shampoo. Let me see where that is, by Neutrogena. I love hold on. For some reason I'm having a hard time going up. Neutrogena products are really, really awesome. Hold on, let me find it. Maybe I didn't put that here. But either way, any kind of tea gel shampoo, I see it here. Tea gel by Neutrogena. It is, some of them have salicylic acid in it, and basically what that does is sloughs off the old skin, and it lets the scalp have renewing of good skin, or new skin, in the proper way, so it won't grow back the same way. So it's you have, or it can be cold tar gel or something like that included. But I love the Neutrogena products because it's really water washable. It washes off easily, and it's just really a good, reliable, clean product. So I really love my Neutrogena Jet products. If it were me, depends on the severity of the dandruff. If it were me, and if I had a dandruff issue, I would use, if it's severe, I would use the T gel one day, and then I would use the Nizoral the next day. Something to kind of trick the scalp so it doesn't know what to do except be trained by you. So that what I would do. After I use these products, I would really, I'm all about saving money, but I would really suggest a good tea tree oil. Back to my tea tree oil. I love tea tree. I use it for every single thing. Tea tree oil shampoo. This I believe is by, I'm not sure if it's by Redken or um, one of those Sebastian. Whatever good product. Get a really good tea tree oil shampoo, because like I said, it also, tea tree has a really good antifungal property to it. It's good for sloughing off dead skin to allow a new skin to come forward. So it's really good. And you also want to know, how are you going to condition your hair? So you just can't slough off all this dead skin and not do any kind of replenishment. Whenever you have a skin ailment, you want to condition and train. It's just like being an athlete. You're not going to be a great athlete if you don't condition and train. So just like anything with the skin, if the skin knows that it's going to get a certain amount of nourishment, a certain amount of conditioning, it will actually fall into place, and you can even skip a day or so, and the skin will stay stabilized until you come back to it, which I don't recommend, because I stay nice and oiled down twice a day. As you can see, I'm always nice and oiled down, looking good for you guys. But you do want to condition and train your skin. Your scalp is a part of the skin, the largest organ of the body. So after you use the Nizoral shampoo, after the next day, you alternating it the next day with the tea gel by Neutrogena. You want, after each wash daily, or however you wash your hair, You want to go ahead and add in the tea tree oil and the conditioner. Just get the set, and it'll just give a nice tingly, open your pores, and that should help with the dandruff issue and keep it away. So that is my top picks when it comes to that pesky dandruff that a lot of people complain about. The next thing a lot of people complain about, whew, hemorrhoids. Lord have mercy. Y'all are the crankiest customers. Like, listen, don't come to the pharmacy mad because you have a hemorrhoid, okay? It's okay. But hemorrhoids is a really is I never had to experience it. I know a lot of pregnant women experience it. Just in general, a lot of people you would not believe go through issues with hemorrhoids. And hemorrhoids is like a protrusion of the rectal area, just like a little something something that shouldn't be there is, and if you've really got a really good hemorrhoid, you may have something involved called an anal fissure, which is like you got a slice in the hemorrhoid and it's bleeding and it's just, oh my God, it's a mess. But we are here to help you with that easily. So the number one problem with hemorrhoids are people are still using toilet tissue. You cannot use toilet tissue when you have hemorrhoids. No, 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 no. You have to use something special, and you have to be easy. You have to handle that hemorrhoid like a brand new baby. You have to take care of it. You got to nurse it back to health, and you got to get that thing to just you have to tame it. Or you will have an annual fissure, and you would have to go to the doctor and get some kind of rectal ligation where they basically take a rubber band and pop it off, which is not fun from what I heard. But this preparation age is a wipe. They also have, I can't believe remember the other brand, but either way, it's basically witch hazel, and it's in a nice, comfortable wipe. And every time you have a bowel movement or anytime you need to, let's be human and let's be real here. Whenever you have to wipe, you don't want to use tissue. If you want to use tissue with a hemorrhoid, you may as well get a knife or something because it's going to be the same feeling. It's going to be that same cutting, dry, irritating feeling. So make sure the first thing I recommend is a preparation age wipe, or I wish I could remember the other name of the wipe. Either way, start off with that. Do not use anything else while you have a hemorrhoid. The second thing I recommend two things. Just plain old preparation H. That's an oldie but goodie. Preparation H been out forever. A really, really good product. It has something like some phenylephrine to kind of the tighten it up, keep it from being so extra juicy. It has some witch hazel in it. It has like some petrolatum in it to help smooth it over. The last thing you want with your hemorrhoid is for it to be dry, because dry skin will end up breaking, it's bleeding, and it's just a really big problem. But it's something that can be contained. And unfortunately, a lot of times with hemorrhoids, you kind of want to get like anything. What's the root of the problem? Are you lifting things that are too heavy constantly? Are you not using, if you work like in a warehouse or something to that nature, are you not using proper lifting techniques? Even stress. Are you this so very uptight and get stressed easily? So you need to have that under control and get to the root of the problem if you're prone to having hemorrhoids. But if it's just a one type of thing, one off or something like that, preparation H is really good. A lot, like I said, first you use the wipes and you never use anything else. Another thing I recommend, because it's so painful, because it's so passionately painful, you want something to kind of numb the area. So I always recommend Recticare. And you probably heard of like Nuprocano or any kind of those products. And basically it's straight lidocaine. So Recticare has lidocaine in it, and lidocaine is a numbing agent. And what that will do is just kind of smooth it over and give some relief while you're suffering with the hemorrhoids. So while the is taking care of the pain, The hemorrhoids will hopefully naturally resolve on its own. Just keep it nice, properly moisturized. Like I said, do not use toilet paper or tissue or anything because that's going to aggravate it and make the skin break more. And then you're just going to have a mess. Also, drink plenty of water. Across the board, water is life. So water is always a good thing, but you really want to drink plenty of water so your bowel movement won't be difficult. And that's another thing. If you have issues with constipation, of course, if you're always straining like a little 2-year-old or something like that, you need to get that under control because that can also cause hemorrhoids. Yeah, I see it. Anyway, so you want to drink plenty of water so your bowel movement will be proper and that won't be an issue. So those are my 3 top picks for hemorrhoids. We want to do some preparation H. We want to start off with some wipes. You want to do some rectal care so you can have some numbing action while it resolves. You want some preparation H to help shrink it down to size and give some protection as a protectant while it heals itself. And like I said, the wipes are paramount. You definitely want to start off with that. Get rid of the tissue. Don't even have tissue in the house while you have a hemorrhoid because you don't want to be tempted to aggravate it and make it worse. All right, so the next thing is burn relief. So this is pretty simple. We have a lot of times we have you're cooking and you miss and get like a little steam burn or just you might be riding a motorcycle and you get that little steam, that little burn on on your ankle or however. That's what I used to do when I used to ride out and stuff like that back in my younger day, very, very much younger day. Hey, Trash Can Waves, how are you? You over here talking to yourself, hitting the likes. Don't start Trash Can Waves. Anyway, yeah. So um, Neosporin is my top product because whenever you have a burn, the skin is open and there's a possibility for infection. So you want to make sure and you want to um, keep keep it protect clean the area, of course. Keep it see it, keep it protected and keep it from getting infectious. And it will help heal the area and smooth it out and all of that good stuff. So Neosporin is my top pick. But a lot of people make mistakes when they cover it with a band-aid. Depends on how bad the burn is. Now, if it's like, a really bad burn, of course use, common sense to know when it's time to go to the doctor or something like that. So that's what you need to do is to go to the doctor if the burn is too bad because they can go into a deeper type of infection. But if it's a typical topical burn or something like that, the Neosporin is always a part of my arsenal to start off with. As for protecting, you don't want to put a band-aid on it because it's going to keep the we call it the burn site moist because you do want the burn site to be dry. You want it to dry out. You don't want to keep moisture going because moisture can breed gooiness, which can breed into bacteria and make the burn even deeper and worse. So what I always recommend after you clean the area and after you put the Neosporin on, and always get the Neosporin, like this one says like burn relief, but you want the Neosporin, any Neosporin would work. Just get the one that has a pain reliever in it. Like, so for this example, it says Neosporin burn relief, but there's also a Neosporin plus pain. Because Neosporin plus pain has what they call like either benzocaine or pramoxine, and those are numbing agents because of course burns hurt. So you want to go ahead and help heal the burn site on top of healing the area and keeping it from being pain free. So that is a really good thing. Trash Can Wave says, should I rub lemon on a burn? I would not do any such thing. That no, I just think you should keep the area clean. Is there some kind of is some kind of medicinal um benefit to rubbing lemon on it? So that would be irritating. But no. All you want to do is clean the area. If you want to just use some saline wash, or if you want to use some Bactine or just water, just get the area clean. Put the Neosporin on it. Now, this is the thing: no band-aids. Let's not keep the burn ooey gooey. What you want to do is you want to get like a non-stick gauze. Make sure it says non-stick on it, because if you get a gauze and it doesn't say non-stick, what it's going to do is going to hook onto the burn site, and when the new skin is trying to grow, it's going to peel off, and then you have to start all over again. So you don't want to do that. Yeah, Trash Can Waves, you you do a lot of research for your videos, so I know it's hard work. So you do good, honey, because you have to research and you really get in deep into it. So I have a new found respect for what you're doing, because this little bit of research I'm doing right here is hard. Anyway, and you really get deep into it. So yeah, so and get a non-stick like a paper tape or something like that. Or if the only thing you have around, let's say you already have the Neosporin around, and then you want to put like you only have a band-aid at home, then have like an air pocket. Don't put the band-aid on so snug and tightly. Put the band-aid on where there's a pocket of air, and so it never be able to really get onto the burn, just as a protectant, so it won't have any irritation or any debris or dirt, or this, or you mustn't hit it again and make it irritated. So that is my recommendation for when it comes to burns. A lot of people come asking for that because the people are constantly cooking, and life happens. So that is good for that. Now let's get into pink eye. Pink eye. There is nothing you can do over the counter for pink eye. So this is when you come to a healthcare professional, and this is when they have to be honest with you, and we will refer you to the doctor. There is nothing to do when it comes to pink eye, because usually pink eye is a bacterial infection, and it has to be treated with an antibiotic. So there's nothing to do over the counter for pink eye. But while you're waiting to go to the doctor, there is something, herbal product, homeopathic product, by Simulation, and it's called Pink Eye Relief. And what it does, like with pink eye, which is a bacteria in most cases, and it just happens. It's contagious, so you want to be careful with that. And sometimes pink eye doesn't present with a pink eye. Sometimes pink eyes, you just feel like you have like a little bit of dust or dirt in your eyes, or sandy eyes. Sometimes it just presents as that. So you have to you know kind of know what's going on with your body or whatnot. But bottom line is, from a pharmacist to you, I'm telling you, there's nothing to treat pink eye with. It will not go away until you kill it with a bacteria. Now, what I can tell you as a pharmacist is, if you go in time, after we make it clear to you that it's nothing we can do over the counter, we can tell you that treating pink eye is really fairly cheap. At a lot of pharmacies, you can treat pink eye with a $4 prescription drug. But the thing is, you have to go get the prescription. And these days and times, you may be able to go to a telehealth where you don't even have to leave your home. You can do a video conference with a doctor. A lot of times they have telehealth with your doctor, with your job rather, or you just can Google it and find out who is a telehealth provider, and you can make an appointment. I'm pretty sure it's something they just can see and recommend and send you a prescription straight to the pharmacy of your choice. So, and that's usually not as an expensive option as actually in saving time than going to your doctor. But like I said, this pink eye relief is just something to give relief. It's nothing to kill the pink eye. It's just something to give you relief until you have the time to go and see your medical doctor. And that's it. There's no haggling about it. There's no A lot of people for some reason they want to go back and forth with me and say, well, what about if I do this, or what about no, no, no. You have to see the doctor for pink eye. But the good news is there is relief with this pink eye relief, just for relief. And I can also say that it's not an expensive medication if you were to go to the doctors. Usually $4 at pharmacies, most pharmacies. So you just have to talk to your pharmacist, and we can a lot of times give you a recommendation on what drug to ask for. A lot of times doctors do send in expensive eye drops. And if you have a good relationship with your pharmacist, or when you develop one with your pharmacist, we can call on your behalf. All You don't have to do anything. Just let us know, hey, this is not cost effective enough for me. This drug is like $50, $60 just for my eye. What can you help me with? We can either refer you to a coupon or something like that, or we can call a doctor on your behalf while you rest comfortably at the comfort from you at your home, rather. Trying to talk, can't. And we can call a doctor on your behalf and recommend an eye drop. And a lot of times they will go with our recommendations. So, but if it's something that's progressed, or the doctor is really into not changing the medication, and then we'll leave it as is, of course, because we can't override the medical doctor. But there is a way to treat pink eye, and it's very economic and it's cheap, but you do have to see your doctor. So I'm not even going to fluff over that. All right. So the last and main thing, and this is also another thing, is warts. So a lot of people come in for warts. You can have warts on your finger. You can have the plantar warts on your foot, and just warts. Is really not bothering anybody, but it is pretty irritating. Let me see. Trash Can Wave says, let me see. Oh, no, no, Kay is good. She is really, really good. No, she is fine, huh? And crusty eye. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, back to the pink eye. A lot of times you do know if you have pink eye is when I always, and that's a great point. Thank you, Trash Can Ways. The great point is with pink eye. A lot of times you do feel like you have sand or something in your eye, even though if it's not blazing pink. A lot of times people feel like it's not pink eye if it's not pink, but sometimes it's just a terminology. But a lot of times, when you wake up and you have all that gooey, and you have to like really work to pop that eye open, that is a big indicator of pink eye, or what Trash Can Waste call it, crusty eye. That is really the case. So that's a great point. So either way, you do have to make your way to the doctor, but first you can make a pit stop to your pharmacy and increase chances of spreading the pink. I'm just joking. I would say, increase your chances of spreading the pink eye, and hopefully, then we can go home and not deal with it. But yeah, this pink eye relief will give some relief until then. Um, Trash Can always say, I thought I had pink eye once, but it actually was a piece of long plastic caught under my eyelid. Oh, I bet that was horrible. Did you have to? I spent 2 weeks with it in my eye. Yeah, y'all have to be careful whenever, and that's the thing. Eyes are so important, is so delicate. So whenever something is wrong, Even if you think it's a little simple allergy, go to your community pharmacy and let us kind of feel out to engage the situation for you. And then we will be so quick, because that's one thing I don't play around with. I don't play around with eye issues because you're not going to lose your eye under my watch. So that is a really good thing that you said. Yeah, 2 weeks. I mean, a lot of things could have gone wrong with that. I ain't looking for a tax break when it comes to my damn eye. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not looking to save money, but at the same time, it is effective. And that's why you have your own community pharmacist because a lot of times things are hands off and it just is what it is. If it's something like I had this gentleman one time that literally came to me and said he was bleeding from his nipple, but he didn't want to go to the doctor like his nipple. And he didn't want to go to the doctor because he didn't want to spend the money. Like, dude, your nipple is bleeding. Like, what are you doing? So you would believe the things people, no matter what goes on, they don't want to spend money. But yeah, eyes are very important. I don't play around with that, but it's something if you catch it in time, it can be easily treated. Um, and like the guy with the bleeding nipple, whatever that was about, like he said blood was coming out of it. We will definitely create urgency for you to go and get that handled. What if they got warts in a private area that comes once ever so often? Oh, are you saying you have herpes, trash can ways? Because that's like you have herpes, and that's a horse of a different color. We're not talking about herpes. So yes, thank you for clearing that out, trash can waves. Yeah, so I'm not speaking. Now we're shifting on to the herpes. I mean, not herpes, to the warts. Yeah, that's gonna be another live stream when we talk about warts and stuff. I mean, genital herpes and stuff like that. And trash can waste, you can be my special guest. We can talk about it because it seems like you're well versed in it. Just messing with you. So anyway, back to the warts. Warts is something that's very, very common. A lot of people get it. Young children get it. Old people get it. It's just something that happens. It doesn't mean that you're dirty, nasty, or anything. It's just part. The human body is the human body. A lot of times it's predictable, but every now and then you're gonna get a curveball, and you just have to treat it. This is one of my favorite products I like to suggest, Compound W. This is in the foot care section. So whenever, and my thing is, y'all, whenever you come to the pharmacy, don't, and if you're not feeling well, if you have something that bothers you, that's what we are here for. Don't try to take it upon yourself to figure out what to do or how to treat things when you have a whole healthcare professional that has gone to school for at least 6 years and studied this intensely and knows this stuff out like the back of their hand. We can save you like like so much time by telling you something in 2 seconds versus you pillaging around and trying to figure out what to do. So compound W, and I say that just because a lot of times it's hard to find a compound W because it is in the foot section, even if the wart is on the finger or whatever like that. So with this, I chose this one because it has salicylic acid. And whenever you have a wart, it's basically a hardening of the skin, and the salicylic acid will slough down the skin, soften it, and slough it down until you get to the new skin, and it will go away. But another thing, but warts, just like I was talking about the what was the first thing we was talking about? The toenail fungus. It does take a minute for it to go away. But I do recommend Compound W. It's in a Band-Aid form, and it basically you put it on the finger or wherever the ailment may be, the wart may be, and it basically concentrates on that wart and it softens it up so the skin will just slough off or come off and smooth itself out. Now, if you have a really, like let's say you want to have a nice evening, or if that wart is really tearing your nerves up and you really want it resolved ASAP, this is like a whole wart kit that I enjoy recommending. It has like a freezing type action, like some. It's like going to the dermatologist for a wart, but it's like, of course, not as potent as what the dermatologist would do for you for a wart. But it has a freezing action where you can even look it up on YouTube. It has like a nice video to show you how to work it, and basically it's a you just put like the applicator on the wart, basically make it as cold as it's going to get, and that will get the skin to start breaking down. You leave it on, let it stay like that for a day, and then I believe the next day you use these band-aids or these salicylic acid um band-aid type thing to kind of put on it with the salicylic acid that helps slough the skin off. So yeah, so treating warts, a lot of people do go to the dermatologist about that. But start off with just treating it at home. Save yourself some time, save yourself some money. And that's something that okay, got you. That you can do to help out with um that. So that is also good. We have a shared experience. No, we don't. Don't do that. All out in YouTube world and Facebook. Your favorite pharmacist, ex-pharmacist Tish, had never had herpes, warts, or anything. And I dare one of y'all to say it. Anyway. No, you didn't, trash can ways. You got me though. You got me. All right, so let's do a recap. And trash can wait, since you have so much to say. I'm not sure if you caught the beginning of it. So we're gonna redo a recap. So we're gonna do you got me though. Okay, so well, when it comes to toenail fungus, we are doing the fungi nail. Fungi nail is also in the foot section. So anything that's dealing with fungus or anything of that nature, that's usually in your foot section. But like I was saying, talk to your pharmacist about it. Don't walk around in a store like in a pharmacy like zombies, not knowing where to go and wasting 30, 45 minutes of your time looking for something. And then you finally come to the pharmacy and then you're all antsy and mad and ready to turn up. Don't do that. Okay. We don't like that either. So come to us and we can show you some fungi nail if you have toenail fungus. It is time to get those toes right for those nice sandals, for those feet. Y'all men too. Listen, women, we like nice feet. It's not just a woman thing. We like, we don't want to see flat Flintstone feet with yellow toes and what I'm saying? Then y'all talking about y'all our toes and y'all men with those toe fetishes. Anyway, that's another lot. But besides the point, fungi nail is good. It has tolfonate in it, which is an antifungal. That's why it's a fungus section. Like I said, it does take a good 90 days to get it resolved. So you do want to know that it takes time to get it resolved. So have expectations to know that you're in for a battle, but it can be resolved. Now, if you can't treat it over the counter or if it's stubborn, there are prescription that is literally $4 that you can treat. It's a one-a-day pill called Lamisil or terbinafine, but you have to go to the doctor to get it. A lot of times, if you have liver issues, you can't take it, and you still have to take that pill for 90 days. So you're still gonna have 90 days worth of battling to do when you have a toenail fungus. So go ahead and just come to the pharmacy, knock it out. So if you have any yellowness of the toes, if you have any flaking of the nails or whatever like that. But as a disclaimer, I do want to say if you're diabetic, now I don't play with diabetic feet. That's it. That's a thing. Okay. You don't, because there's not a lot of blood flow. It's not proper blood flow when you're diabetic. So you do want to be careful and you do want to go to your doctor, your medical doctor. If you have any kind of foot ailment or whatnot, I don't recommend treating it at home. So you do, if you're diabetic, you do want to go ahead and get that treated. Let me see. Great information. Thank you. Trash can waste. And trash can waste trying to come for me a little bit. Also, tea tree. Anyone who knows me, they know I am a tea tree all fiend. I love tea tree oil. I put it on my face. I put it everywhere. And if you really know me, you know I put it everywhere. But tea tree oil is very harsh in scent, so you have to be careful with it. Because it's so harsh that people get really like, oh my God, it's gonna kill me or whatnot. But you do want, when it comes to toenail fungus, like I said earlier, you have to kind of be dynamic with it. You just can't use one product. If you just use one product, it's gonna probably take you 6 months to get rid of it. So alternate the fungi nail with the tea tree oil, okay? Or use the fungi nail and then mix it with the Vicks Vapor Rub. We went over that. I know that's a strange and Trash Can Ways. I'm not sure you're still here, but have you ever heard of using, or put in the comment section, y'all, have you ever heard of using Vapor Rub to use for a toenail fungus? So you don't do anything special with it except get a Q-tip, swipe it up, and put it really nicely, trace really nicely around the toes and everything. And that should do it. So you have, like I said, if you want it done quickly as possible, you have to really work at it. So if you're not going to work at it, if you're not going to at least do that twice a day, then don't do anything at all and just keep your yellow toenails or flaky toenails and stay like that. Dandruff. Okay. Recapping. I love my tea gel shampoo. I'm going to start off with, tea tree oil shampoo. Get a nice brand. I mean, shampoos usually last a long time. So I'm here to save you money, but I do really believe in, um, you know, splurging on certain products, especially when it comes to skincare and any kind of topical care. So get you a really good brand of tea tree oil, not tea tree oil, but tea tree base shampoo. It opens your scalp up, and it keeps the dandruff away. Thank you. And also some Nizoral shampoo. That's really good. It's an antifungal. The ketoconazole is the actual active ingredient in it. But that is really good. So just make sure and look out for that. And use the Nizoral shampoo, and then go ahead and do the wash your hair, wash it out with the tea tree oil shampoo and conditioner. Make sure and condition. We are training our skin. So make sure and train it nicely. Let your body know you're going to be taken care of. I got you, scalp. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to lotion, I'm going to shampoo you down, and I'm going to condition you, and I'm going to just give you the love that you desire and need. So let your body know that, and it will resolve and stay on its own. Um, Back to the preparation age. I'm just doing a quick recap. Preparation age for hemorrhoids. Like I said, don't go in with that razor tissue. You know what I'm saying? That, using regular toilet tissues is like using razors on your butt. So make sure and get some preparation age wipes, and always use wipes. Don't use tissue. Use preparation H to actually shrink it, the hemorrhoid, and help out with the pain and keep it protected while it's doing whatever it's going to do. And then a Recticare has, or you can use lidocaine or Recticare to help numb it. Meanwhile, while it's resolving on its own. Use, let me see, Trash Can Waves say use to rub, vapor rub on feet and put socks on for a coat. Exactly. That's what I mentioned earlier. Yep. But have you heard of it, using it for as an antifungal? Have you ever heard of that? So I was just curious. So that's the thing about dealing with a pharmacist for over 20 years. I know a lot of little tricks, a lot of little things that, some of the younger people may not know about. Um, but we're not going to talk about my age today. That's not one of my favorite topics. Neosporin for a burn. You want to make sure it doesn't get infected. So use a Neosporin for a burn. Make sure and protect it. Don't use a Band-Aid, or don't put it on too tightly. Use a non-stick gauze, because you want the burn to breathe. You want airflow so it can harden up and the skin can come about. and it won't be ripped back off by the band-aid. And then after you get the Neosporin and the burn is smoothing out, then you come back to me and then we'll talk about how do I get rid of this scar. So we'll talk about that on the next live, how to help out with scarring. And yeah, got some tricks for that as well. Pink eye, go to the doctor, period. Um, and then the warts aren't sexy. So do something about it. Don't walk around all looking like, the wart man and then acting like why no one wants to date me. It's something that can be easily resolved. So just, handle that, come to your pharmacist. I mean, I might be taken aback at first. I might be like, "Ugh, oh my," but then I'm gonna walk you over to the foot section and we go get some compound W and don't ask for my number. No, and then get it resolved and then come back. We talk. But until then, no, women don't like that, and women, y'all too. We don't like, but we always take care of our business. Y'all men are the ones that's walking around with warts and acting like what's wrong? Like why no one wants me. Besides the point. Let's see. Any sexual activities you would speak against if you have hemorrhoid. Trash can waves, I like to get wild. So why are you pushing my buttons? You see, I'm trying to be professional, okay? So a lot of times you do get a lot of questions that will take you aback, and you're like, why this person asking me this? But hey, I'll answer anything. So of course, as for sexual activities, I think the obvious, but a lot of times trash can waves when it comes to hemorrhoids and sex, you're not thinking about no sex, okay? The only thing you should be worrying about is not using toilet tissue, okay? So that's that with that. So any questions or anything, I'll be glad to answer them. Trash Can Wave just asked me a question that, and he probably really want to know. Some people, they have a high tolerance for pain, so maybe hemorrhoids won't bother him. I don't know. But I don't know. So any other questions or anything? Um, yeah, I don't know. Hmm. So what y'all think? Got any concerns or anything? And like y'all, if you're watching this on a replay, make sure and leave your comments and I will actually promptly answer them for you. And I will give you real answers. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. A lot of times I had an issue where someone felt like I was answering outside the guidelines of what the actual the box of medication may come in may say or something, but that's the beauty of a healthcare professional. A lot of times we can tell you, a lot of times products, they gonna have the most stringent ways of how to use their product because they don't want any backlash or any liabilities or stuff of that nature. But when you have a healthcare professional that's been to, that studied the medications and have a really deep relationship with and knowledge of drugs, we can tell you direct ways on how to handle healthcare issues, even if it's not on the guidelines per se. So that's the beauty of that. And like I said, with the healthcare disparities and stuff like that, access is the one of the main issues. And I am here to share with you that that should not be an issue when there is a pharmacy on every corner of the United States of America. And so it's people like me who are in love with drugs, we love medications, and we love sharing our knowledge. So that's what we are here for. So I'll shut up, trash can ways, whatever. You were really wanting to come for me. That's all right. I got something for you. And Kate gonna have something for you too. So you just, yeah, you just wait. So either way, I appreciate everyone. I appreciate Trash Can Ways. You always so supportive. Not so awesome, Larry. Check you out. You've been MIA for a while, so it's so great to have the guys back and everything. Just appreciate everyone. Yeah, and yeah. So I appreciate y'all. Like I said, any questions or concerns, please leave it in the comment section. You can send me an email. It's in the about page section. If you have any one-on-one concerns and you want it HIPAA protected, you can go to my website and I can send you a link and we can have a one-on-one free of charge. So that's the benefits having your own community pharmacist. We are always here and available to serve you. So either way, I appreciate y'all. I love you guys and y'all have a great evening. Take care. Bye bye.